See if I can find myself on the laptop here. Okay, let's try this again. There I am. Hi, my name is Wendy Keys Turnbull. Hi, Sherry. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today is much better than last week. Last week, after I got off of the live, I started to feel very sick, and I ended up in the hospital with a big kidney stone, which is still there, but it's going to be taken care of at the beginning of February. And today's the first day I felt alive, so feels pretty good. All right, so today I'm going to be showing you a technique that I'm sure it's been done before, they all have, but it's something that I came up with myself and something that I really love. And I am calling it the tile pottery technique because it came to my head from just catching a glimpse of some Delft pottery, you know, that white pottery with the blue print on it, D-E-L-F-T, Delft. Hi, Collie. And so it clicked in my head and I just thought I'd give it a try. So I think I'm going to go ahead. Sorry about that, something just came up. I think that I'm going to go ahead and flip you down and possibly get right started. And there goes my laptop first thing, already not running, already doing my little busy signal. Okay, so let me just flip you down, hang on. And I'm gonna have to play around a little. I played around with it today and I got it all set up the way I wanted it, but of course, then I had to move things around. So let me just figure this out here. Actually, that's not too bad. Pull it up just a touch because there we go. And we'll bring it in a touch. And since I can't see what's going on my computer, I'm just gonna have to take cues from you guys. Oh, I'm trying to push it out instead of pulling it in. Okay, let's see if I can keep it in the range here. Let me just kind of redo my laptop and see what happens. Okay. Okay, that seemed to work. So, okay, so the code, at least through Saturday. Saturday is my get together at my house, and I'll be sending out an email to all of you. Hi, Polly. Hope North Carolina's nice. I'll be sending out an email to all of you who attend pretty regularly to see who's coming. I know, Collie, that you're coming because I have the kit set aside for you. So I will be sending that email out when I'm all done with this tonight. So that is the host code to use, and I will be adding a link here if anybody wants to purchase anything. And then next month we'll go back to the monthly workshop. I could have done it this month since I didn't have my knee surgery, but we'll definitely do it next month. I'm going to put my knee surgery off until May, because the middle of May, because we have a trip planned that I don't want to ruin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you my sample, which I did put a picture of online, so you've already seen that. Let me put this up here. Okay, so this is the sample. So this is what I'm calling the tile pottery technique, and this is what Delft pottery looks like. So that's where I got the idea from. So, and you'll see that it's shiny and it kind of has a glazed look. So we're going to create this today. Here's the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how, and let me know if you want directions. And also make sure that if you're watching, oh, there goes my laptop again, that you let me know. So I'm going to do this same card. Let me know that you're here. Sorry, I'm going to do the same card, but in different colors. So, because I didn't want to do the exact same thing again. Let me do this again with my, this is going to drive me nuts. I wish we had better internet here. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's back for the time being. Okay, so I am going to be using Cajun Craze and Calypso Coral, and obviously white. So for the child part, we're going to use thick white cardstock because I don't want it to be flimsy. I want it to be nice and strong. So and we're going to be using, where did it go? We're going to be using the scoring board, which is this. Oh, I hate this computer. Okay, well, we'll just have to do the best we can without being able to see. Okay, so we're using the scoring board, and we're going to score these at 1-inch intervals, but since I want it to be even, I'm going to start in the middle. And the middle of a 3 3/4 side is 1 7/8 inches. So I'm going to take my scoring stylus, and I'm going to use the bigger end because I want it to be wide spots. And I'm going to go right here. That's 1 7/8. And then I'm going to go 7/8. And then I'm going to go 2 7/8. And that's it for that one. Now when we turn it this way, this is a 5-inch piece, so 2 1/2 would be the middle. So we're going to go 2 1/2. We're going to go 1 1/2. We're going to go 1/2. Then we're going to go 3 1/2 and 4 1/2. So there we have our tiles. And that's all we need the scoreboard for, but it sure does come in handy. You could also do this on your trimmer. My goodness. Okay, there's the trimmer. You could also do this on the trimmer using your scoring blade. So you would just line it up at 1 7/8 and run the scoring blade down it and then move it an inch each way and then turn it over. Do the same thing. But you have to move your paper more with that, as opposed to leaving your paper in place and scoring. I'm going to do this one more time, and if it won't stay reset, I'm going to give up and just go on without being able to see what I'm doing. So you guys will just have to tell me if something is off. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this under it. And I am using Uniquely Artistic and Framed Florets. So framed florets, let me just double check here. Yeah, it came in and went right back out again. Darn it. Let me see if framed florets was one that you could order early. Is it in this catalog? Yes, it's in the new mini on page 65. There it is. And I do have the framed florets dies, but I don't need them for this. This is a pretty basic, pretty easy card. Okay, so Uniquely Artistic is in the main catalog, I believe. Don't know where my main catalog is. Right there under everything. Let's see here. I suppose that could be in the current catalog, in the new mini also. It was in with my new ones. Nope, it's in the main catalog on page 114. 114, 13, 14. There we go. Okay. So one from the main catalog and one from the new mini. I'm using the one from the main catalog just for this flower and my sentiments. This one I'm using a lot of. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to start with Page and Craze, the darker color. And I'm going to start with the outline stamps. Put that aside here. So this one, which has the lines, but it has openings in between them, we're going to start with that. And you want to put a lot of ink on the stamp because you don't want to push hard because you don't want to wreck your tiles. So you want to put a lot of ink on so that you make sure that you get it all. Let me just clean off the edge here. There we go. This is very frustrating. I hate the internet in our house. So frustrating. Okay, let's do a couple more of those. Let's do one here. Oh, you know what? Let's do one in the middle. I haven't done that yet. Okay, and then we're going to do just the tip of one more right here. Okay, and I'm going to quickly clean that one off. We're going to get out the flower. Again, we're doing the lined one with the open pieces. Same ink, the Cajun Craze. I'm just going to fit this in here and there. Oops, I got it a little too close. I didn't really want it to touch, but that's okay. Won't hurt anything. I think I'll put a little teeny tiny tip up here too. Okay. All right, one more. We're going to do the little dots. You'll see on here these little trio of dots. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to do the outline of those also in the Cajun Craze. So I'm going to put one here, and we'll put one up here, put one over here, here. Let's put something here. Oops, that one didn't quite come out. There we go. Now let's put one in here. I'm going off here. I'm going off here. Okay. Hi, Deb. Remember, if you're watching, to tell me that you're watching so you can be included in the drawing next week or tomorrow. It won't be next week this time, I promise. I am feeling so much better. Okay, now we're going to switch to the Calypso Coral, and we're going to use the insides. And this is like a distinctive stamp, and it has darker shades and lighter shades. So now what I'm going to do, and this doesn't match up perfectly, it's not supposed to, but it matches up pretty closely. So I'm going to do the best I can from this angle. Looks like I've got it all in there. There's that one. Again, you want to get a lot of ink on it because you don't want to push hard. And let's get that all lined up. Looks about right. That, and then one more, just the edge here. And there we go. Okay, and next. Yeah, thanks, Colleen. I love that card too. I was really pleased while I was making it. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, and I was so happy when it did. Okay, now we're going to fill in the flowers. So, again, not a perfect match. Let's see, this one's going to be a little more difficult to line up. There it is. And then get a little more on there. This one. And right on the edge. Don't remember what one I used. Say there. Even if it's not right, it doesn't matter. Oh, lined up beautifully. Okay. And then just the little dots. And here we go. Yes, me too, Deb. I like how it looks like tile. So, Deb, you and Mary Kate are coming on Saturday, correct? I'll be sending something out anyhow, but just thought I'd check and ask while I've got you here. I was supposed to have my new knee to compare with her new knee, but that's not happening yet. Okay, so that's that. So all of the stamping for the outside of the card is done. We'll do the inside too. But first let me show you how we make it glazed. Okay, so now before I do anything else, I'm going to take a Versamark pad and I'm just going to get it all over. And for this, you don't have to use the embossing buddy because you want it to stick everywhere. So you don't need to destaticize anything. Probably should have waited till that was a little drier. That's okay. And we're gonna cover it with clear embossing powder. which I always have a large amount of because I just love what clear embossing powder does to your stamping. How it makes it shiny and beautiful. Okay. Actually, we're not done with all the stamping on the outside of the card. We're only done with all the stamping on this part. We still have to put the banner on. Okay, get one corner started so that I can hang on to it with tweezers. Up here. Okay, I'm going to grab my tweezers, and these are the tweezers that came with this kit, this little tray. And then you can drain the powder off through the funnel part back into its container. All right, and oh, it's still going. What do you know? Okay. And this, you can see that this is kind of glazing my pad here, so I'm just going to move that aside. Don't want to wreck that. So you're just going to do this until everything is bright and shiny. Make sure you get it all. Make sure there's no powder left anywhere. There we go. You'll be able to tell. You can see how bright and shiny it is. And because we're using the thicker cardstock, it's not going to warp as much as it would if I was using the regular cardstock, which you can do. You just need to be careful how heavy your stamping. There we go. If I was using the thinner cardstock, I would have to run it over the back to change the warp. So that looks like it's pretty much all done. I don't see any spots. Oh, wait a minute, right there. Hard to tell when it's white on white. That's better. Oh, right there on the bottom. I should just go around all the white spots just to make sure. Okay, I think that's good. Yes, that looks very good. Okay. So that is that part. And now we're going to put it on a Cajun Craze mat. And I've only cut this a 1/16 of an inch larger around. So an 1/8. So the white piece is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. The mat is 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inch. So it's just an 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it leaves a 1/16 around all four corners, all four edges. You could definitely make it typical. Do a 3 3/4 by 5 white and a 4 by 5 1/4 mat. So you have a little bit more border showing. I just decided that I kind of liked it with just a little bit of matte behind it. Okay, and we're going to put this on here. Doesn't really matter which way because you can turn it around to done. Again, just a scant inch or scant 1/16 inch all the way around. That's not my best because it's wider here and here than it is here and here, but it'll do. You know, Wendy original thing. Okay, and then I have a Calypso coral base. There we go. This is going to go on here, and now this is more typical. Going to have an 1/8 of an inch around. I'll show you when I'm done with this one. I'll show you one that I did a little bit differently. Just a few minutes ago, actually. I finished it just before I came on in different color, and oops, that's gotta get that back over there. There we go. So it's actually going to the edge. That was not the best tape job I've ever done. Let me fold that over the edge. Okay. Oh, Deb, I'm sorry. We're going to miss you, and we were really hoping to see Mary Kate. Colleen is from her class. Colleen is from her class, and she was really looking forward to seeing her again, too. So you'll have to let Kate know that we are hoping she will show up at some point. Okay, and now for I'm going to do something a little different with this. I am going to put this little flower, but I'm going to stamp it off in the middle here. There we go. And then I'm going to put the words over it, for a special person on a special day. And I'm going to do those in the Cajun Craze, since I did the flower in the Calypso Coral. Okay. See that my Cajun Craze ink pad is definitely juicy when it comes off on the edges there when you're inking it up. Okay, now the decision. You guys get ready to pipe in and tell me, do we want to put a Cajun Craze mat around that? Or do we want to put a Calypso Coral mat around that? What do you think? So, Cajun Craze. You can't do CC because they're both CCs. So, Cajun Craze or Calypso Coral. You can just say Cajun or Calypso. Either, to be honest, yeah. And I actually could cut one slightly bigger and use all three. I think we'll go with the Cajun Craze this time. Oh, yeah, that's right. Not the best tape job ever. Okay, and again, it's a little scant 1/16 of an inch. It's better than the other one was. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put that on with dimensionals in the middle of our card. I should have stamped it sideways and done that, but that's okay. It's actually just fine like this. Okay, there we go. And then on the inside, oh, I should have used Calypso Coral. Most of you said Calypso. Oh well, sorry. Next time I'll wait a little bit longer. Okay, so inside on this one, you'll see that I used a white piece because it's such a dark color. I think I'm going to do that with this one too. And I happen to have some white here. So I want to cut this down to, grab my trimmer here. I want to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4 because the inside is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So let's see, 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. 1/4 by 4. And we'll just stick that in there. Wonder where my peeps are tonight. I was expecting a couple of Bevs on here and I don't see either of them. Vicky's usually on, Cheryl. Maybe they'll show up before I'm done or come on right after I'm done and watch it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and this is going to have the 1/8 inch all the way around. Okay, and then what do I do on the outside? For a special person on a special day. Now we could put wishes for a beautiful birthday, or we could just simply put celebrate. And actually I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do celebrate, 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 and I'm going to do it in both colors. We're going to do a Calypso Coral on the top and on the bottom. And then we're going to put, and I really probably could get away with not cleaning it in the middle, but then we'll put a Cajun Craze in between them. There we go. And then I want to decorate it with some of these little flowers. So I'm going to use a Calypso Coral. I'm going to put a few, I'm just going to put them everywhere. That is not Calypso Coral, that is Cajun Craze. I need to pay more attention. That's okay, we'll do that one and we'll do the rest in Calypso Coral. I'm just going to put them at random spots here. You know, maybe I'll do another couple of Cajun Craze because that'll look good with the 3 colors. Cajun Craze. Move them up a little bit, make them a little bit different. And we'll put one, we definitely want room to write down here. Maybe we'll just leave it like that. I think we'll just leave it like that. There is one of the bevs I was looking for. Okay. And then I'm going to take this little leafy design, put some here and there. Let's do that. And we're going to do another one like this. Do some in the lighter colors around the darker flowers, I guess. And here, like so. And we'll put one up. Maybe we won't. Put one up here. And we'll leave it like that. That's good enough. Okay. So that card, you know what? I forgot to do something. Shame on me. I forgot to do this. We're going to do this carefully. So I want this piece to be the same as the card front. So tap it up with some Versamark. Put some clear over it. Hopefully, well, it doesn't really matter if it gets on the mat underneath because it's all going to come out clear anyhow. So here we go. Takes a second for the gun to heat up. But once it gets heated up, then it goes really quickly. Just like it. There we go. All right. So here is our second card for a special person on a special day. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. So this could be birthday, or it could be on a promotion, or, you know, if somebody got a promotion or got a new job or something. So here's my original one, which is for a beautiful birthday. And notice I did them monotonal. I used the same family group and didn't add any other colors. This would be gorgeous with a bunch of different colors on it too. I just wanted to keep it pretty simple tonight and show you what a beautiful thing you could do. And here is the one I did a little bit differently. This one I used, this one I used soft suede and crumb cake, and then I used the white crinkle seam binding ribbon, and I colored it on the soft suede ink pad. I just rubbed it across the ink pad. My fingers are brown from it. But this under here is actually just a piece of crumb cake, and I used this stamp with soft suede to create my own DSP, because I could not find a designer series paper in soft suede that would go well with this. So I thought I'd just make my own. And then you'll notice that I put this on a diamond, and it lines up perfectly with the lines on each side. And I used the two different colors. It's hard to tell there, but I did use the two different colors there, just like I did on this card. And then on the inside, wishes for a beautiful birthday, with just the flowers tumbling. So that's what I have for today. Tell me what other ways you might do this, what you might want to do. Yes, Bev, you will, because that's where I showed the technique. So yeah, you missed it, so you'll need to do it. I could picture this in reds and greens and yellows. I could picture this, oh gosh, in black and white with maybe some gray card base. That would be gorgeous. So I think I'll probably be making more of these. Oh, I see there's a spot there that didn't get covered on my brown tile one. Either that or it just didn't get heated up enough. I have this pen, which I'm sure is extremely dried out by now. It's a Versamark pen. So it's definitely dried out. I could always, oh, no, it's not. See, I can always do that. Cover up the spot that didn't get covered. Put a tiny bit of powder on it. And I'm sure that I got this pen from Stampin' Up. I'm not sure that they still have it. I'd have to look it up. I bought it a long time ago before I was even a demonstrator. So, all right, let me just get that filled in there. There we go. There. Done. Fixed. Thank you, Polly. Yes, I love the blue one. It reminds me of that pottery, that Delft pottery. I just think it's gorgeous. I don't collect it or anything. I've just always thought it was beautiful. And I really, that's what got me motivated to make this card. It looks like some didn't do there either. Okay, I'm going to touch that one up too. Hang on. I can see there's still some powder there. And you know what? That's the other thing with pottery. The underneath is usually not glazed. No, it didn't. That's okay. I like it like that. So that's all I've got for you tonight. Let me turn you back and we'll chat. I don't want to turn back from them. I love the way they look. This is weird because the desk piece has to be angled. Let me see if I can draw you out here. Oops. You see how it's angled? And that's the only way that it works with the camera. I thought the camera is parallel to my desktop, so you'd think that that would be right on the camera, but no, it's pretty crooked on the camera that way, so it has to be done a different way. There we go. Okay, let me turn you back up here. Look at my ceiling for a second. And here you go. Hi, Lori. Thanks. Thanks. Yes, I like them all. So as I said before, I make cards I'm on the church. We call it I can never remember what it's called, the Connection Crew for my church. There's a group of us who send cards out for birthdays and Christmas and things like that. So it's necessary to make a lot of birthday cards. So, okay. So this Saturday is my get together, and I'll be sending something out right after this video is finished to get you guys to respond whether you're coming or not. Deb, you don't need to respond. I know you and Kate are not coming. That's very sad. But we'll catch you next time. Collie, you don't have to respond. I know you're coming. Bev, I know you're not coming since you're in South Carolina. We will resume regular 3-day weekend workshops in February, and I hope to have samples made on Saturday if you do come, so you can see them, see what we're going to be doing, and we'll be doing things out of the mini catalog. So, okay, so I've been trying to keep these down to 30 minutes because I know that when I'm watching a video, anything more than 30 minutes, it's hard for me to keep watching because I have so many other things to do. So I'm trying to limit my time to 30 minutes. So I am done for today. I hope you guys like this technique. I can't wait to have you try it, and I'd love to have you post what you do. Please let me see them. Post them right here. Post them just on this page. You don't have to post them on this video. And I will be drawing for another name, for another little prize tomorrow at 7 p.m. So if you're watching this video anytime between now and Wednesday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, please make sure to post a little hi or something so that I include you in my drawing. All right, guys, have a great week. Happy stamping. I will see you next Tuesday.